It always makes me smile to see Commissioner Warren. Fun little tidbit. When I was an 8-year-old kid, I was a ball boy for the University of Pennsylvania men's basketball team. And I used to go out every day and watch a young backcourt with Kevin Warren and Franny McCaffrey. So to now be in the Big Ten and be coaching against Fran and to have Kevin be our commissioner, to me, that's pretty cool. And I really appreciate your leadership, Kevin, throughout last year. You know, everything that everyone did in the Big Ten to help us have a season. And obviously it was a strong one, a lot of great teams, and we had a lot of success. Really looking forward to this year, as everyone says. I know I've seen a lot of these and everyone's excited now. We haven't lost any games, but really looking forward to what our group can become. You know, we've really invested the last couple years in a core group of players. And when you do that as young players, sometimes you go through some growing pains, but there's also some great highs, which we achieved last year. But I'm really proud of our guys, the way they've stuck together, the improvement we've made. You know, I think if you look at our roster now, we have a number of guys in their third and fourth years. I don't want to call them juniors and seniors because I don't really know what class they are with the COVID rule last year. But you know, headed by Pete Nance, Ryan Young, Ryan Greer, Chase Audige. You know, 4 guys that are in their 4th year of college basketball. You know, all guys that have become tremendous leaders for us. You know, guys that have been key players. You know, I think all of them are primed to be even better this year. The way they've led our program throughout the spring, the summer, really proud of that. You add guys like Boo Buie, Robbie Barron to that group. They've been guys who've played a lot of basketball. They've been guys who've shown that they can be really good players in this league. You know, then we've now added to that with some newcomers. You know, Ty Berry, Matt Nicholson as sophomores, and our newcomers, Elijah Williams, who we're impressed with as a grad transfer from Fairleigh Dickinson, and our 3 freshmen, Casey Simmons, Julian Roper, and Brooks Barnheiser. So we feel like our roster is in a good spot. You know, our camaraderie, our chemistry, our spirit, all those things to me are at a winning level right now. Now can our play be at a winning level? You know, and that's the next step. And like I said, I think this group has shown that they can play at a high level, but the consistency hasn't been there. And in order for us to be successful in this league, you know, we're going to have to be a little bit better in that regard. We're going to, once we hit a little bit of bump in the road, you know, you got to find a way to get a win and keep moving in the right direction. So I'm really anxious. I'm excited to coach this group. They've been a fun group to come every day. They're about all the right things. They really want to win. They really want to get us back to that level of being a team that can play in the postseason, and I'm excited to coach them and see what we can do. So open up for questions.
Please raise your hand for questions for Coach. Over here in the green.
Hey, Coach. Update on Brooke Barnheiser. He had, I think, some off-season surgery. Just where's he at from a health standpoint, and also kind of how do you see his role, assuming that he's in good health to play this year?
Yeah, Brooks is recovering, you know, from a broken foot. Indiana boy, so I know a lot of people locally know him well. Had a great senior year last year. I think was the leading scorer in the state of Indiana. Really excited about his future. He was out all summer, but he's back. You know, he's been with us all fall, and as we started practice here a couple weeks ago, he's been cleared and ready to go. And he's just a really good basketball player. You know, that's what I love about Brooks. He can handle. He's smart. He's tough. He can shoot it. He's got good size. You know, and those are the kind of guys I really like. Those versatile guys that can do a little bit of everything, play in different kinds of lineups. Son of a high school coach, so you know he's been in the gym his whole life. He loves the game, is a gym rat, and really looking forward to seeing how he can integrate with the group we have.
In the very far back.
Max Rezick from the Hoosier Network. What are you looking for Miller Kopp at another university, kind of watching him grow, but as well for your own roster? Where are you going to look to fill that hole that he leaves in the starting lineup?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so appreciative of what Miller did for us for 3 years. No one works harder. He's really competitive and became a good player. I mean, double-figure score in the Big Ten. And he's going to add a lot to Indiana, those things that I mentioned. He comes every day. He's about the right stuff. He wants to win. He's a great teammate. He can really shoot it, and he'll be a veteran guy for that team. So, you know, obviously I wish him the best. You know, those are going to be some shoes for us to fill. You know, he was a scorer for us. He was a leader for us. You know, I think a guy like Ty Berry, you know, someone who comes to mind. You know, Ty was a guy last year as a freshman, I thought showed some signs. You know, had some really good moments, can really shoot the ball, you know, bring some pop to us. I think he'll be someone that, you know, we'll ask to do a little bit more this year in Miller's absence. As well as some of our young guys. You know, we have 3 freshman wings that I have high aspirations for: Casey Simmons, Brooks, who I've talked about, and Julian Roper. So I think there'll be more opportunity, you know, for some of those guys to be able to get out there and help us.
We have time for a couple more questions for Coach in the back.
Hey Chris, how are you today? Steve Strimming, XL Sports, Indiana Sports Network. Every team's looking for an identity. Are you still looking for an identity for Northwestern, and do you want that identity to be kind of like Brian McIntosh, who's another Indiana kid?
I would love for the identity to be a lot like Brian McIntosh. We need more Brian McIntoshes. He was such a special player and helped lead us to our first NCAA tournament. But, you know, I think last year we started to kind of create more of an identity, you know, be a team that is multifaceted, where, you know, we have, you know, be able to open the floor, have a lot of guys who can pass, handle, and shoot. I'd like to be able to play with a little bit of pace. You know, that kind of lends itself to more to my personality. But at the end of the day, I want our team to be tough, to be together, and to be a group that comes out that people don't like to play against. You know, I think that's always the greatest compliment you can have as a team when the other team is not looking forward to going out and playing against you, because you know for 40 minutes, you know, that team's going to be competing, the effort, you know, and the togetherness, and those are things we're trying to continue to build. And I really like this group. Like I said, I think the leadership is in a great spot. There's some older players that have really grown a lot over the last couple years, and they're ready to take that step. And it's going to be exciting to see, for me, what that can mean for us. The league is going to be as good as ever. We know that. The level of coaches, the level of players, there are no off nights. You got to play really well in order to win a game. And but we feel like we're going to go about our business. We're going to get ourselves ready and hopefully be a team that can contend this year.